What's going on, y'all? Welcome to episode 2 of the Weekly Report by Marques. If you're new, welcome. Happy to have you. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about, most of them can be answered in episode 1. So after you finish this video, go watch that video. And if you still have questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Now let's get into the rankings. Starting out with Region 4, Grayson still holds the 1 spot. Shocker. Improving to 7-0 in the region and 18-1 overall. Now, honestly, I'm not sure they're going to lose again for the rest of the year. They've been playing so well all season. Only one loss. And honestly, I was shocked when they got that loss. I don't think they're going to lose again for the rest of the season. So, I don't expect their winning to change at all now that we're coming down to the wire. Now, last week, Newton and South Gwinnett were tied for the 2 spot. This week, Newton has solidified itself and stands alone. They are 6-2 in the region and 10-9 overall. And South Gwinnett has been bumped down to the 3 spot with a 5-3 record in the region and 14-7 overall. Now moving on to Region 7, Peachtree still holds the 1 spot, continuing their streak of region dominance. Yes, I say dominance because they have been in the 1 spot they beat the person in the 1 spot. I think it was Berkmar at the time, and they have been on a roll ever since. They're on a 5-game streak, and 4 of their last 5 wins were against really tough matchups. So, yes, dominance. Dominance. And honestly, I say they're a team to watch for the rest of the season. Now, Meadow Creek in the 2 spot, they also are extremely dangerous. And their streak is up to 7 now. Like, the top 2 teams having big streaks like this is just, it's really fun to watch. And it's really fun to talk about. But yeah, Meadow Creek is also looking extremely dangerous. And when the 2 face off, it'll be a fun matchup. And now in the 3 spot, if you remember last week, technically, Meadow Creek, Berkmar, and Parkview were all tied for 2nd. But this week, Meadow Creek solidified themselves. They're in 2nd alone. And now Berkmar and Parkview are tied for 3rd. And I said it last week. I'm going to say it again this week. I'm going to say it again next week. Give me Berkmar over Parkview. I know Parkview beat Berkmar last time they played, but give me Berkmar. But honestly though, this region has to be one of the most entertaining regions. Like, not just in 6A or not just in the regions that I cover. I think this is one of the most exciting regions to cover in Georgia. I think the gameplay is so much fun to watch, and there's so much talent from every team in this region. Whether this team is good or not, every team has talent. That can be true of most regions, but I think this region is really, I don't want to say star-studded, but there's some underground talent here, and it's great. Now moving on to Region 8, all of these rankings remain the same from last week. Central remains the 1 spot. They have a record of 9-1 in the region and 12-11 overall. And Decatur remains the 2 spot. They actually lost 2 games in a row last week. I was shocked they lost the first 2 games before. And then they just lost 2 in a row last week after I said they shouldn't lose again. Y'all, I think I might have jinxed them. But oh well. They are 17-4 overall and 6-2 in the region. And I didn't think that would happen. But in the 3 spot, Buford stays. They are 6-3 in the region and 13-0 overall. And y'all, this season is actually a lot closer to ending than I thought it was. Like, most of these schools' senior nights are this upcoming week and next week. So, I don't see these rankings shifting a lot more than they have. But region championships and playoffs are coming up, so I'll still be covering all these teams as they move into playoffs and as the season ends. But that's all the rankings for this week. Let's get into games to watch. Last week, I went 3-3 on my predictions. I had Buford beating Central, but Central beat Buford 60-46. Honestly, didn't expect it. I'm sorry, Central. I disrespected you. That's my bad. I won't do it no more, okay? I'm sorry. But I really thought if anybody was going to win by 14 points, I thought it was going to be Buford. But I didn't expect a win like that from either team, really. So I'm shocked, and I'm sorry, Central. My bad. This one I did get right though. Peachtree Ridge successfully walked into North Gwinnett and picked up a win, but it was a lot closer than I thought. I had Ridge winning by 10. They only won by 4. They won 60-56. It was a close game, but Ridge won nonetheless. Now, I would like to sincerely apologize to Newton. I was wrong. They ended up taking a good win over South Gwinnett, and that's why Newton is solidified at 2 and South is 3. Yeah, my bad, Newton. I'm sorry. I said South Gwinnett has better players. I think they just have better publicity. Might be what it is. Or I'm just not educated. I like to think that I'm educated. Maybe I'm not. But, yeah, Newton walked into South Gwinnett and took a win 51-44. And I totally had South. My bad. Discovery beat Mill Creek 57-48. I had Mill Creek winning that game. Yeah, I don't really know much about either of those teams, to be honest with you. I've just heard more about Mill Creek, so I just kind of threw a guess out there. But I thought that would be a good game to watch, and from what I've seen of highlights and stuff from that game, it was a pretty fun watch. North Gwinnett pulled a tough win out over Norcross, 74-71. I expected this game to be close, but part of me thought that North would stretch out the lead as the game went on. I expected the first 3 quarters to be close, and then North took like a 3-point lead going into the fourth, and then they stretched it out as the fourth went on. But no, it stayed close to the end, 74-71. But hey, North dub nonetheless. And the last game I talked about last week, my game of the week, was Meadow Creek. And Meadow Creek versus Berkmar. And I had Meadow Creek pulling out a win, and I was right. And it was a close game to the end, y'all. I was so, this one I had spot on. I was to a T with it. First 3 quarters, they went into the fourth quarter tied, and the game ended 54-53, Meadow Creek win. I was shocked by this, but not entirely shocked because I predicted it, but I was right to a T, y'all. I was right to a T. So this week, hopefully I can go perfect, but last week I was 3 for 3. We'll see what happens. Now, these games were supposed to be Tuesday, but due to weather, most of them got pushed back to Wednesday. So this Wednesday, February 4th, Parkview hosts Berkmar at 7. And I've been saying this since last week, but give me Berkmar over Parkview. We'll actually get to see what it's going to look like this week. So give me Berkmar. Central hosts Collins Hill at 7 p.m. And since I doubted them last week, give me Central. But Collins Hill did beat Decula last week. They were one of the 2 teams that beat Decula. So we'll just have to see. But I disrespected Central, and I feel like I should give them the benefit of the doubt here. And they're also actually a good team. I'm not just saying that to throw them a bone or whatever. But no, I think Central can pull this one out for sure. And Buford hosts Mill Creek at 7:30. Now, Buford let me down last week, but I'm going to take them again to win this week. Give me Buford over Mill Creek. And moving on to games for this Friday, February 6th. Peachtree Ridge hosts Parkview at 7 p.m. Parkview just had some good matchup this week, apparently, because I'm talking about them for Wednesday and Friday. But apparently they just have good matchups. And now the last time these 2 faced off, Parkview pulled out a win by 2. But everybody from Peachtree Ridge was like, "Oh, the ref screwed us over. It was the ref's fault. We'll beat them next time." So we'll see. We'll just have to see. But I do think Peachtree Ridge will take this win. But it's a home game for Peachtree Ridge, so that might sway somebody's opinion. But I think Peachtree Ridge is going to take the dub this time they play. Decula hosts Central Gwinnett at 7:30. And honestly, I'm really excited for this game. And honestly, it could be a game of the week type matchup, and it could be really close to the end. But it's looking like it's going to be really hard for Decula to take the 1 spot throughout the week. So this is why it's not my game of the week, but it's 2 top teams in the region playing really well recently. Could be a really, really good matchup. I think Central is going to win this game. I think Central wins this game just on account of what Decula's been doing recently. The fall off, maybe not even fall off, just the blunders a little bit that have the little mistakes that have been costing them games. I think Central is going to capitalize off of that because they haven't been making as many mistakes. So I think Central is going to pull that game out. And now, moving on to my game of the week for this week. My game of the week this week is a Tuesday matchup, or Wednesday matchup now, between Meadow Creek and Peachtree Ridge. Peachtree Ridge hosts Meadow Creek at 7 p.m. And it's a game of two teams on hot streaks. As I said before, like this matchup is going to be so good, y'all. Like 5 streak versus 7 streak. 1 versus 2 to take the 1 spot. And whoever wins this game is probably going to win the region. I really don't know how the region championships work, but I think if Peachtree Ridge wins this game and they have to win out for the rest of the season. But I think they're region champs if they win this game. But yeah, it's tale of two teams on hot streaks. Like it's gonna be close all the way to the end. Last time they faced off, Ridge put out a win by 2 points, and it literally came down to the final quarter. I can't imagine this game going any differently. Honestly, the way these two teams have been playing, y'all, it's gonna be so exciting. It's gonna be such a good game. I think Ridge pulls out a win again in this one. I want to give it to Meadow Creek, but I don't know. Ridge has just been playing too well. I think it's gonna be a really close game again, but again, give me Ridge. That's all for my games to watch for this week. Now let's get into this week's player spotlight. This week's player spotlight is Chisimdi Agbasi. I know I butchered that, but I know he goes by CP, so I'm going to call him CP. CP is a 6'4 sophomore guard at MLK High School. I don't think y'all heard me. I said sophomore. He's 6'4. Why are you that tall as a sophomore? Not the point. This is his first real year on varsity, and he is leading his team in points and rebounds. And for being as young as he is, his game is like very poised. He gets to the rim with ease, and he finishes too. Like some people just get to the rim. He gets to the rim and gets the bucket. In his school's first home game, he got 30 points off straight getting to the bucket. Like he attempted one shot. He getting to the rim with ease. He's very proficient at getting to the rim. But he's also more so than just getting to the rim. He's good at getting to the spot that he wants to get to. Like if he wants his midi, he can get to his midi. If he wants to get a layup, he can get to the basket. He's very good at getting the shot that he wants to. On the season, he's averaging 17 points, 2 assists, 8 boards, and 2 steals. I don't know about y'all, but stats like these from a sophomore show extreme promise. And that's why CP is our player spotlight for this week. Alright, y'all. That's going to do it for episode 2. If y'all made it this far, I mean, you might as well like and subscribe, right? I mean, come on, you made it this far. You might as well just show a little support for your boy. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments. Go drop a follow on Instagram. I'll leave it in the comments. And I'll leave it in the description. My bad. And I'll see y'all next week for episode 3.